Hello everybody, welcome to another live stream. You all doing? I hope there's some people here. Nobody has written in chat yet, but welcome. And today, as always, we're going to do two things and focus on two parts basically. First part is going to be an app review, and I see Jake Nelson is already in the chat, so the developer basically of this app in the chat, and will be basically watching and be available to questions that I might have or others in the chat. We are going to review the Barcodes app that is written by him, and basically you can see it already here, and that's going to be the first part. The second part, as always, is going to be Open Focus Timer, which is an open source app that I'm developing basically for myself. I started as an indie developer start of this year. I basically want to track my time app. I didn't find the features that I wanted in the other already existent focus apps, so I'm open source industry. And before we get started, I quickly want to give some news basically, or some updates on what's been happening since last time. So first, this is Jake Nelson. Let me also put the link to looks like I have something going on with my setup there. Okay, basically I posted a link to the app, and as well as the Twitter of Jake Nelson. So this is the developer of today's app, and the app is Barcodes app, which is now in chat. And yeah, some news here. So first, I have just released 1 hour ago or published a new article, and this is actually related to our Open Focus Timer app, because I have been, since the last stream that we made, I have been exploring this SwiftUI previous issue that we had on the Focus Timer with our modularized app, and there were some issues with core data not being linked correctly and things like that. And I basically wrote all the things that we did to fix this. So if you want to take a more detailed look, please check it. I have 5 tips here how you can basically make sure that your SwiftUI previews work if you're using core data in a modularized app. And yeah, I basically wrote all the things that I've learned. And like the 5th one at the very bottom is basically the workaround that we have figured out, which is this foundation.bundle extensions with your previous module. If you want to know more about that, please read that up or just watch the stream. Then also, if you don't follow me on Twitter yet, please do that. I am posting news like streams, and also here I have also just like created this small thing because I don't know if you saw the Apple event yesterday, but they released a new Mac Studio, and it reminded me a lot of this. I don't know what this is called, but this is basically giving the answer in the film The Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy, and the answer to like life and everything else, and it really looks like that. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I created this small thing kind of post here. Find the article. Well, if you don't follow my YouTube, my name there is FlyingDev, so you can find me FlyingDev. Having that said, I will say we can get right started and get to the app review. And for the app review, as always, I'm going to fill out this form. We have 3 parts that we're going to look into. First part is the store page, so we're going to check the store page and act on that and give some feedback. Then we're going to check basically make a first app use. So I have downloaded the app, so you can see it's already on my home screen. Oh, what? Do it again. I have it now on my home screen, but I haven't started it yet. So I'm going to first start and walk through it and give next there and live reactions, plus the app features exploration. After the first usage, we're going to have a look at more features in the app and just try to see what we can do. And in the end, we're going to rate 10 different parts plus 1 extra, which are basically there to highlight the parts that maybe are already great and maybe can. Yeah, but let's get started right away. So we're going to start with the store page. Welcome to the stream, Milan 217. Apple fanboys. I don't know if I'm an Apple fanboy. I definitely am, kind of, but I'm not like a fanatic because yeah, there's also a lot of things that I don't like about yeah, Apple doing, like any company sometimes doing things that are not really great. But yeah, anyways, I'm an Apple developer, so obviously I'm liking things they do. Let's start with the App Store reaction. Well, let's have a look at the store page. The first thing I can see when I open the store page is the app icon, obviously, and we're going to have a look at what I think when I see the app icon. The immediate reaction, like I see two things when I look at the Barcodes app icon. At first, I see obviously a barcode in the middle, so it makes clear this has something to do with a barcode, and it's obvious that it's a barcode, to me at least. And the second thing is I see something looking like, it reminds me of like a pocket or like a wallet, where you can put a card inside your wallet, and then there's like a cutout. And that's what it reminds me of. It also a little bit reminds me of like from jeans, the backside, because it has these stitches around, and it has this leather look. So I definitely see outside is a leather look, and that's basically the feeling I get. Is it is somehow related to pocket. I mean, jeans pocket is also a pocket. Also a wallet inside of things, and the wallet is also put in, at least for me, it's put in my pocket. So yeah, I'm thinking of pocket and barcode, and gives me the feeling. So if I had to guess, I would say this is about a barcode scan app or something like that, which I can take with me. Like I have always a barcode scanner in my pocket, something like that. That's like the message I get from this app icon. And overall, the looks is definitely nice outside, at least. For the cutout, it's the only thing I could like say it's not maybe improvable. It's that the cutout and the barcode doesn't have like the same height, like the gaps outside. So if you look at the gap here and here, and the gaps at top and bottom, they don't look quite consistent or something like that. So maybe if that's something, if you want to play around, but maybe this is also how it has to be. So no big issues there, actually. I think it is looking fun. The only thing I seem to think is that the corner radius of these stitches is not the same as the App Store corner. I'm not sure what about the home screen. Yeah, same thing on home screen. Not exactly the same corner radius, I think. Not the same, I don't know, algorithm there. That's like the only thing. But other than that, looking good. So improvable corner radius of stitches. Right, corner radius. Now please note that if you have a corner radius inside, you might have to make it smaller to look the same. Just to that's positive gives a clear message. But a barcode scanner. Then let's move on with, oops, I put it into the like totally wrong section. We're talking about the app icon here. Around here. You're right, it's not 100% correct. On the corner, my graphic design tool can only do whole percentages, meant to be 10 of 57th, I believe, but I can't get the exact ratio. Yeah, so yeah, I can get that. I'm just giving feedback here. You might have reasons for why it is like that. Maybe you can use no different tool. Maybe you can export it and import it into a different tool, like into Figma, for example. Maybe you can edit it there. It's free. Just one. Let's move on with the app name. I want to also have a look at the app name. So it is Barcodes, Scan, Store, and Display QR Code. Okay, so now I'm a little bit confused because it's about barcodes, and then it says Scan, Store, and Display QR codes, which is for me not the same as barcodes. So I'm not sure about the subtitle, but maybe it has two features, and the barcodes is like the barcode to scan feature is the an extra feature. Let's get to the video and screenshot. So no video as far as I can see. and that's always something that you could add. But let's have a look. Store barcodes in a digital wallet. So I can store barcodes. So the first thing I'm asking myself is like, why would I need to store barcodes? Isn't barcode something that is on products and it's like a number or something like that? Isn't it in number encoded in like lines? I'm not really aware of barcodes, but that's like what I'm thinking. And then I ask myself like, why do I need it in my wallet? But anyways, I can see like gym, grocery, a few examples here. I still don't get it, like how gym barcodes or how they are related. Scan from camera or import photos. So yeah, that's clear. And I can see barcode example. Gym memberships. So it's basically saving like the ID or something from other memberships and things like that. Hello DSO, welcome to the stream. Hey there, and another hey to Jake. How are you doing? Are you like, do you know Jake? Are you working together or is it a friend of you? Welcome to the stream. So scan for camera from camera. That's a cool feature. And now I'm starting to understand better what like store barcodes could be used for. Flash your loyalty card. Okay, so I can also scan loyalty cards here. And I wouldn't really, just as a feedback, I won't really look into the details of this screen, and just looking at the overall layout, I'm just seeing, okay, there is like a barcode, and then I can set up something without looking at it. In case you need to look into the details. Keep QR codes handy too. I don't get that. What do you mean with handy too? So the two is kind of confusing, like, you mean like also QR codes? I think that's what this means. Maybe this should be rephrased. Keep QR codes handy. And also keep your QR codes. Something with that's just not putting the two at the end, and that's making the two related to QR codes directly. So supports QR codes as well or something. Add as widgets. So I can already see widget support, which is definitely great. And the example on an empty screen, so it's absolutely clear that this is, yeah. So the color, the background color here, if I compare it to the background color of the app icon, I'm not sure if like I'm not a designer, so I'm not someone who has a lot of color knowledge, but as far as I know, if two colors have roughly the same luminance, which is like the perceived lightness, brightness of color, if they have a similar one but they have different hues, they like hues I mean colors, so one is brown, one is, I don't know, red, orangish, then they will bite each other and they will not go well together. So either they have to, and they can have different colors, but then they have to also have a different luminance, really different, at least 30% difference. Then they might look well together. But here, this is like similar color, but not the same. And for me, it's confusing. And I ask myself, like, why is this not consistent? So the coloring, I'm not sure about. I would maybe just use a totally different color. That's not too close to this one here. Otherwise, I might think like, okay, maybe this is the same color. But then if I look at it, maybe it's just me, I don't know. Just my impression there. Haha, we've been texting on Twitter a bit. I'm incognito with this username though, haha. Normally I write code. Are you Flo Writes Code? I don't know. On Twitter there is this Flo Writes, Flo Writes Code is a YouTuber and Twitter, how to call it, content creator basically. And Flo DSO, not sure if you're the same person, but anyways. Yeah, you solved the riddle. Okay, I get that. Cool, let's continue here. So welcome Flo also to the stream. How are you doing? What's like your current project? So here, positive, I would say overall, it's explaining the features, explaining basic features to the point, not too detailed. Shows off widget feature, improvable background color, roughly too similar, but background. And the second thing, putting on keep QR codes, keep the Also, I think there would be a comma needed here, but I would just rephrase it to something like that. Cool. Next, have a look at the description. Cool rocks, yeah, that's true. I haven't watched much, but like there is not many content creators, and Flow is definitely writing. Like, let me show actually also in case. Okay, this is Twitter. YouTube can. Yeah, Flow writes code. Follow him and make sure that you drop a like, you subscribe, things like that. I think there's a lot to learn from Flow. Everybody's producing like different focus. But here, yeah, let's continue with the description. So the first thing I would look at the description is always the excerpt that I see here. And I can read, ditch your physical access tags or loyalty cards. Barcodes is the best way to scan and store your QR codes and barcodes on your device, then use them. So actually, this is kind of like already summarizing to me what the app does quite well. But it is also cut on a place, then use them with a few. I'm asking myself like, what do you mean there? So if I am interested, I think I would actually click more and read like the sentence at least to the end. So I think it's definitely a good way to end the excerpt. At the same time, you're summarizing at the beginning. So I think the description excerpt is great. Summary and make, or if I'm interested, but I am interested. Okay, with a few tabs. So that was it's just cutting at the very end. Yeah, if that's on purpose, then it's all fine. If that's not on purpose, then maybe you want to make it as a little bit shorter so it really fits. Let's have a look at the whole description, and I will just read it the way I basically read it always. And that means I will skim through it. And when I skim through this text, I see store all your barcodes, QR codes, loyalty cards, reward cards, gym cards. Okay, get it? Highlights, scan cards with your camera, import photo library, iCloud, custom color. So a lot of customization and features. Pro feature. Okay, I can already see this is like a freemium app, so there is free features and there's some pro features, and they are listed here, which I really like. Pro features: remove ads, additional app icon choices, and unlimited cards and more. So there is a card restriction, and removing ads and icon choices is like a nice to have. Barcodes is part of the Not Evil Ads network. I don't know what that is, but it sounds to me like something related to privacy, and I would actually not read more there, but it sounds good. And get access to Barcodes Unlimited, so $1 a month and $10 per year, I guess. No, one-time purchase is 10. You have a one-time purchase. And I read this text because I see numbers listed there in US dollars, so it makes me interested to read the thing. Subscriptions will automatically renew. Okay, that's like a... Okay, so just some rights or law related. Thanks for the shout out. I really like this feedback format that you're doing. I'm currently working on a few different projects, but my main focus is an app to manage releases or updates if you're indie apps. I read something you wrote on Twitter today, so maybe that's related. Basically, I always have the same problem of taking a bunch of projects and tracking their progress, updates, backlog on different platforms. I'm trying to improve that situation with my newest app. Good luck with it, and it sounds like an app for a developer. I'm also working on an app for developers right now in my free time, so it's absolutely not related to what you're doing, so it's not a competitor, but we're working on basically roughly the same kind of app for a developer then, which is cool. Or maybe it's not for a developer in your team. Okay, but that's the description feedback, and overall, I think there is not much to improve here, except one thing I could suggest is the subscriptions will automatically renew unless auto-renew is turned off at least 24 hours. This is like something that I, as a user, I know that. Like, if I don't know that, I will get reminded of that by Apple at the moment I made that subscription. So I like that you are basically listing the prices here, which also is not really necessary, but that's fine. But this text here, I'm not really sure if you need that. And also the privacy links and things like that. If I just scroll down, I will see the privacy link. I can just click this link here and it will show the same thing. So maybe you can just use that space that you have there for something else, or just remove it, or I don't know. I like the hint here with the Not Evil Ads network, but this one I think is not really. this maybe. Okay, well, let's continue with the next section, which is privacy. So maybe and privacy, I can see data not linked to you, so I'm already liking that there is nothing like data linked to you, which is always needs some improvement. But data not linked to you, location, identifiers, usage data, diagnostics. So I'm asking myself, why location? This is a barcode scanner, QR code scanner. Why does it need location? I'm like, just sure about it. Maybe it will clarify it, but it sounds like maybe it's not needed. Identifiers, usage data, diagnostics, those are totally fine. It's like basic analytics data that basically every ad might need to just improve over time. And yeah, but location I'm not sure yet, so I'm not sure yet about that, but just writing it maybe. Location tracking needed. Could also be used, of course, to group people into regions and things like that. Maybe it's not an exact location, then it could be fine. But yeah, just looking at this, I'm not sure. And let's also check the website here of privacy policy, the full privacy policy, just to see we have here. And I can see already, like, one thing here is I had the app and press kit shown here, so maybe the title shouldn't be press kit for a privacy policy, and likewise maybe it should not show the app, like I just came from the app, and or similar logged files website. So this is one good thing already about this is very short privacy policy, and if I'm interested I would actually read it fully through. Log files are generated. Website, no personal data is stored when you browse the site. Ooh. Apple Analytics, if you have opted into analytics in your device, some anonymized users. So it's not really listing what it's sending. I'm not also sure if you're like you can choose what it's sending, or if Apple is choosing that. In that case, it makes sense to just link there. But if you can choose yourself, you should maybe list. And even if Apple is choosing, you should maybe list some examples of data that are tracked here. But if this is just related to the App Store analytics, I'm not sure if that's even like, is that something that you can turn off? If not, I'm not sure if you have to list it, because then Apple has asked for any further queries. So I'm not really sure what data is the app is tracking now. Like I'm interested in like why location is being tracked, and I don't get the answer here, and that's like kind of a bummer. I'll answer it. Privacy policy. Maybe you do have the answer. If you have it, feel free to explain now, because I have already shared with you my impressions here. Maybe you can clarify how. Maybe you are not tracking any data, and maybe you're just listing more than needed here. Maybe you actually don't need to list anything here, because only Apple's like things that Apple gets the permission from the user are the things that you are tracking, and you're yourself not tracking anything, but just Apple is tracking that automatically. Then you probably don't need to list anything here. But maybe you are tracking some things, and I'm assuming that this is related to the ad framework that you use. It's not listed in the privacy policy. So I would expect the ad framework to somehow list it here, that you are actually using, for example, the location because the ad framework, and then maybe you can copy some text or a link to the ad framework that you use. Let's continue. That's that. Availability. Terms and conditions need an update. Okay. Location is just for the ads to be better safe than sorry. Yeah, I get it. But maybe you should just list the list that in the privacy policy. And you said that it needs an update. The location is stored initially when an ad is shown from the user's IP. It doesn't require device location permissions at all. I get it. Okay, so it's just using the IP. But it might also be wrong. You will update. Cool. So we'll get a fix soon. Availability. I want to see. Basically, I wanted to do a small change in this and actually make a break also in the reviews. And yeah, the break is coming. So I will be making basically a 3-minute break. I'm doing this every 25 minutes. I'll be back in 3. Okay, back to the next Pomodoro session 20. Yeah, we were at the availability and we wanted to check basically which languages this app supports, and I can see it only lists English here, so I'm guessing that supporting English. And it works on iPhone, iPad, so it does support iPad, and Apple Watch it says. So Apple Watch extended watch. I'm not going to be testing it, but it sounds good. Not on the Mac. I'm not sure if it's needed on the Mac because it's Mac and scan with the camera is kind of great. Maybe like showing the collection of things and making it searchable on the Mac would be nice. So maybe it's available for M1 Max. Sure. But that could be something you can think about to enable that basically, so I can just search the thing. Than that, I see English, the only thing, and of course, white. Just going into some languages, some more languages, French, Spanish, Portuguese. Positive words. Watch. Basically, maybe Mac could be supported. Oh, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if it's listing that here, but I think I remember that it listed. Family sharing, that's also no. So overall impression on this on the store page, level of functionality and what I'm expecting now of the app. So you basically have two things in mind with the app now. I think it scans barcodes and it scans QR codes, and I can just collect them now, easily access them, I guess. Maybe show them also. So I was stating that I don't need to take my cards with me anymore for the gym, so I'm expecting now that I can easily store my gym code or things, something like that in the app, and maybe even put it on a widget like you can see here, and in the gym I just show that and scan that instead of taking the card with me. So that's like the expectation I get, and overall it is looking more or less professional. I already get the impression that because there are some things that are not perfect, like the Handy 2 or the color not fitting perfectly, things like that, that it's not I already get the impression that it's an indie app, because like it's not polished in all directions, but overall it's like I think the purpose is clear, and overall all the things are there, and that's like my overall impression here. So it is looking professional, but not overly polished yet. Also because it's missing languages. That's also, if it was coming from a company, it would probably support this. And yeah, but nothing specifically to improve other than things that. Cool. Let's continue with the first app use. Let me quickly check here because I'm not sure if my chat is working, but yeah. So first app usage, and for that I'm going to just start the app, and I haven't started the app before, so this is really the first time I'm starting. Now let's see how the app onboards me. Starting the app, and the immediate first impression I'm getting is that I haven't read anything yet. I'm just seeing barcodes title, I'm seeing some buttons at the top. I'm not seeing some clear call to action. It's like something that already like, what do I need to do now? Because also the text is grayed out. I'm like thinking this is like placeholder text. I haven't read it yet, kind of placeholder text, and there is no immediate thing telling me, hey, click me, this is the thing you need to do first. That's like yeah, something that could be improved in the screen, because basically, especially the content part here, I really get the impression this is something I need to fill out. It's grayed out text in like this white background. It feels like a text edit for me, and it means I have to put it in text now. But I just want to know how to use the app. The only thing I would probably press is the plus button at the top right, but it's like not more highlighted than any other buttons on. Maybe you want to also give the plus button, if that's really the main action here, some more highlights. Maybe you want to point to it with a popover, with an arrow or something like that, or you just want to give it a background. And or like a yeah, probably a background where the plus sign is like the cutout piece of that background, maybe something like that. But definitely this should be more highlighted, or just put it into the middle of the screen. You should yeah, if that's the main action here, I'm not sure. But let me actually read things here. I would read like welcome. Add your first barcode by tapping the plus button at the top right corner. So this is basically the onboarding more or less. But yeah, clearly this is grayed out text here to me, and I don't feel invited to read it. That's like something you should definitely, maybe you should just use black here or some other color, but not grayed out text. Okay, so I should click the plus button. Then I have import your barcodes from screenshots or existing photos, so I can do that as well. Also, I'm not having the impression that I can click that. I'm going to test it out if I can click it and it will cause something. For example, it will cause an import and it will cause a plus or not. Barcodes Pro has an in-app purchase to fund stage sustainable development. Okay. Or please get in touch through settings if you have any feedback. So that's cool. A hint that I can also give feedback and so telling me where I can find that. But yeah, the other things, let me try to click. So I'm trying to click the welcome. So I try to click here, nothing happens. If you have something like this explaining, there should be a call to action close to this. I mean, this is teaching me, kind of. But again, this is like these things here, they're all shown at the same time. Maybe also what you could consider is showing this first and then animating the other things here in. This would also give me, okay, these are different things, and I should probably start with the top. Or just show this one first, and then I have to first do that. Maybe that could be a guide, but so I'm considering this as a empty state guide or explanation kind of, which I personally never used myself. So I'm either using empty state, where I'm basically saying in this screen, and an empty state, that's the definition of it for me, is in this screen, I'm going to tell you what you could see here if there was some content, and I'm going to give you a way to fill this content. So I don't know what data I will see in this screen, like when I open the app. I guess barcodes, because the title is barcodes, so I will see a list of barcodes when I have data here. But it's like it's not an empty screen for me, because an empty screen for me would mean it just tells me how I fill barcodes in it. But it tells me a whole bunch of other things as well. So this is more like an onboarding screen, but at the same time it is used like an empty screen. This is, for me, it's confusing, to be honest, because I've never seen this. Maybe it's smart actually to do that, but maybe there's a reason why people don't do this. Could be that, well, once I add data here, the other hints are gone and I'm seeing that many. Well, let's try to do things. So now I will just try clicking plus here. And I can scan with the camera, or I can import photos. So I will scan with the camera, and you have told me that I can actually scan this barcode here. Let me try that. Scan with camera. Give the access. Okay, so the first thing that I see here, oh, you don't screen anymore. Now you see. So I basically did this here, and I expect actually that the camera automatically detects the barcode and tells me that it has detected the barcode here, because nothing is happening. I'm just putting it here, and I have to first, I guess I have to first make a photo or something like that in order to actually yeah, use this. So, and I'm not sure which of these buttons is the make a screenshot now button. Do I have to click this? This looks to me like it's going to turn a camera, and this is like making a light on. So how do I actually make a photo here? Or does it actually automatically detect it? Because it's not working. I'm not sure. Do I have to click on the area I clicked here? So I don't quite understand how to continue here actually. How do I make a screenshot? Not clear to me. I'm going to try to go back and again. With camera. Not working. Search for other barcodes. Here. See if any of them work. Okay, now I see that the text is automatically scanned. So I did see this, but maybe it could be more animated somehow, that it's more clear to me that text is actually changing. You shouldn't need to. I don't know what is going on with the screen. Try the Wikipedia page for barcodes. I'm trying this now, and I'm a little bit confused because the text is jumping between two different ones. You know why that is? And also, it's not the same as this number. Is that also normal? I have no idea about barcodes. Maybe that's normal. But anyways, let me try this one here. Same here. It's somehow, maybe it's an encoding issue or something. But anyways, I'm just going to store this sample card. Okay, so one thing I definitely would expect here is somehow I can turn off the camera or just freeze it by making a screenshot or something like that. Because if I now go down here for typing, it immediately changes the text. And now I see something green there too. I didn't see that before. And now this is the same text. I think this is working. Probably previously was not working. But again, I want to now freeze it and say like this is the one I want to save now. And that's like something that I'm not really sure about. The text might be changing because there are a ton of codes on the screen, maybe. Make this. Now we have one. What about if I put it away? Okay, at least the text doesn't change. But that would be something that I would expect here. No, this code type Oh, telling me this code type EAN13 can be scanned and saved, but will be displayed in a newer format. No idea what this means, but I'm now going to something here. I can give it an icon, but how do I get back? Okay, there's no save button here. I'm kind of missing that. Lost the preview again. I think it's working now. I'm not sure how to save this, but I guess if I go back, okay, if I swipe down, it does work. I can go back. And then if I save this, basically, yeah. Okay, that works. Let's try a QR code. Let me search for a QR code. Let me actually do something. It's just page, for example. QR code. Get one for me. And that. Okay, for a second the plus button was not working. So I was clicking the plus button, and this was like when I didn't see the search screen. And maybe I misclicked, but maybe it was not working. Check that. No save button, just swipe down. I would add something like that as a call to action, so it's clear to users how to save that. It's always nice to if this swipe down works, but you never know if swipe down is cancel or save, and that's like the problem you have. You just don't have it. Camera. Go. Now the text is a link. Again, I'm going down. No, I can't cancel the camera, which is something that you should add. And open the URL, right? Save. There we go. We have stored two things here. Now what next? So I can see this. The app has mainly one screen, so it's relatively simple. I see that from the UI here, this gap is larger than the top gap and the other gaps here. So this kind of inconsistent. I really like symmetry. This kind of looks not that perfect showing that, but I can, I guess, click on that. I see. And also you can't see that, but it's making the phone have the full brightness. So this is cool that if I open the screen, I can see the full brightness. And I can choose different kinds of things here. So, okay, it basically has a text. I can convert it into PDF, QR code, barcode, or tech, whatever these are. I can actually adjust also the brightness here. That's cool. And this same I can do with this as well. I can change it to a barcode. So it works like both ways. I can scan and I can also generate. And I also add in manual text here. And I click plus, import from photos. Okay, now that I see that it can generate this thing, I'm actually expecting that I could also enter manually. So I can probably do this by saying like scan with camera, and I just enter my barcode here. It's like a workaround, and I would prefer if there was just a extra option here where I can just say enter manually or something. And it says also it's not named yet. So that's basically the tryout thing, and I would probably also click this button. Okay, I can order by date and actually. I wonder what this 3 of 10 is. One feedback I can give there is already that the 3 of 10, I have the impression it's a button because it has the same color as the buttons here. And probably it's not a button though, because it kind of has not the same size. And I'm guessing that this is like how many I can use in the free time. I'm not sure if that's the feature, but I'm guessing that I can create 10, and then I will get into the Pro and I need to buy. And yeah, it looks like this is the subscription. So quick feedback on this screen. Immediately I see like 3 trial days left. Okay, trial period without ads starts from the trial remove ads, but the number of cards is still. Okay, so you have like 5 days free without ads on top of the 10 things that I can scan basically. That's okay. I mean, that's your choice that you want to give new users an ad-free experience. I get that. Let's go to the settings, but now we're getting already, okay, let's not go into the settings. I would actually not do that. So this is basically the first app use that I would do. The guidance and positive there was, and that's what I meant with the empty, this is not a real empty screen or guiding screen. Now I have done this plus action and all the other hints that I had there, they are now gone. So if I just read the first one, and if I did immediately the tip that it told me to create something, I would never have the option, the possibility to read the other text. That's something to consider. So you might want to show it actually as a model, what you have as an empty screen. An empty screen could actually be an actual empty screen where you say no data to show yet, click plus to add new cards here, or just actually add a plus button inside here. But I will still show the thing at the top. Big Bats, long time no see, hope you recovered well, thank you very much, and you also subscribed 2 months, thank you very much, much appreciated. How are you doing? How are things going? Actually, thank you very much also for the hints. So quick shout out here, my new Twitter post that I already mentioned before, which was basically, yeah, my impression on, this is this here, my impression on what the new Mac Studio basically is. And I had the immediate impression when I saw this, that this reminds me of some kind of robot or something like that. And I actually asked it on Twitter, and Big Batson on Twitter actually pointed me towards Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy, so that's how I got reminded of this image and picture and share it on Twitter. Yeah, thank you for that pointer, Big Batson. Also a streamer, streaming games. If you're interested, make sure to follow him as well. But let's get back here. So first app use, there was a guide, but that's the part. Guide should not multi-state. Extra modal. So I can get back to it all. Probably the settings somewhere. Also empty states, add actual empty state all to action. Then it's also not a problem that you have like different buttons here that are like on the same level of highlighting. I also see that this is for sorting, and I'm not sure, but my impression is that Apple has for like sorting, filtering, things like that, they are using a different style of icon. Not sure if I can look that up on that. Yeah, I think they are using something that has either this or this, where the icon itself, the arrows, they are smaller, and they don't give you the impression this is like a main button, like the plus one. You could either use some style like this or that for that, or you just use that for the plus to make like most highlighted one. You could use this one, for example, or this one. This would give me the impression that because there's now more color to it, because this whole background is now colored, that this is the main action. That's like what I meant. Did see the meme you just you made just yet? Nice. Yeah, cool. There was a guide. There was like a description. Right? But also make sure to give the text in the guide different color. Placeholder text. Just make it black, for example. Also, you put it into these boxes, these white boxes. Made me even more think this text. Next, empty states. Well, we didn't check many screens yet, but I mean, you were using technically empty state height at call to action description first box, which was like for this screen, to fill this screen, the first box was what we needed. The other box, I don't even remember what they did. But add action button. Yeah. And yeah, clicking that could cause the same code that I caused when I clicked that. But interaction feedback so far. So I did have like click states everywhere. So I can see that I'm pressing. I can also see that I'm pressing this. And I can also swipe things away. So basic iOS platform. Interaction feedback. Not much I can give back, but let's get to the more feature explanation. Let's see what else we can do here. I'll try to swipe this. Okay, this works. And also full swipe. That also works. That's cool. Go to delete the manual. And it's asking me to confirm the delete. Are you sure? Once deleted, it can't be recovered. It, and it's animating as expected, so this is working fine. So this is positive is delete destructive action. Cool. Then what else can I do? I cannot swipe down to refresh. I also don't refresh. Does the search work? Cool. So the search is live, but show that the search is live. It's always great to basically highlight the text that I'm typing in here with the part that is matching. So you might want to just make the sample that is matching here just bold, give it a background yellow or something like that, so it's clear that this is the part that is matching. Let me see if it's fuzzy search. Okay, so fuzzy search doesn't work like sa, car, do, but yeah, fuzzy search is not required. But it's nice to have, because sometimes you don't remember the exact name and then you want to cancel. Let's go into more features. So this here was working. Does it work with uppercase, lowercase? So if I create something new, very small. So yeah, I am now. Okay, we'll get into break. I just want to say, let me quickly get down and get back. So I am now seeing that the ordering, although it is selected to order alphabetically, let me go back to it. It is not ordering alphabetically as I would expect, because it's comparing with case sensitive variant. I would actually compare case insensitive. Actually get this below this, above it even. But yeah, let's go to the break and I'll be back in. Okay, let's continue. I was just writing down approved, search, instance, and Jake is writing, great point on the sorting being case sensitive. Should be a quick fix. Yeah, should be a quick fix, but it has to be thought. And also consider that when you are turning into lowercase, they should use the locale. There's a lowercase variant when you are doing the comparison that is locale aware, so you can like make that correctly in languages. It's that, but that's said. I also wanted to thank some people. So Big Batson basically asked me how if I recovered well, and I did recover well. So I think I'm 99% back. Just a few coughs here and there, but I'm not sure if that's related to COVID in any way. I think it could be just like just normal, and I'm just thinking it's related to that. But I'm starting to do sports this week, so I think I'm recovered now. And also I forgot to thank new followers El Asm and Ricardo121990. They were following me a few days ago. So let's get back to this. So let's do more feature exploration. I want to see what the settings has to offer. I can see unlock all features. Let me click that. That's the same screen that we had before. Let's see the X button here, and the X button in this style I see the first time in the whole app. So everything here is always just the icon itself, and I never had this outline variant. Now if I get into here, I have this outline variant. Also the X seems to be very small inside of this, and the whole thing seems to be small. So I would consider making this larger, and also doesn't look the same as the system. Like in some places Apple is using this style as well, and they have like an X there, and it's in their case it's always gray, and it's also looking, I think, larger. So you might want to check that out. I'm not sure how you're doing that. Is that an X as a text, or is that as a symbol? But it looks weird to me too. But yeah, it's cool that it's there, just a little bit. Other than that, unlock features is clear. Import from photos, I will not try, but it's also clear. Then I have icon I can change. That's cool. I can see the different icons here. And I can actually select it. Please get barcodes unlimited. Okay. It's showing me what it would look like. Cool to see them here. Different styles. But some of them, especially here, in this one, I can clearly see that the corner radius is not even close outer corner. Maybe in this case, the outer corner radius is. Let's continue theme color. I can change the theme color. That's cool. That's adjustability. I really like that. I can choose even from some pre-provided ones here. SF symbol. Okay. Maybe just make it a little larger. It looks a little bit. Then we have export is broken. Your changes can't be saved. What is that? The operation couldn't be completed. Some error. First try closing the app and restarting. I don't really care about this, but it seems to be broken, although I didn't do much yet. I can contact via email. I can review on the App Store, so it's bringing me to the App Store. That's cool. I have that here. And go to the About page, and I really like this screen. So I really like that there's like more details here. I'm just asking myself here when I see this, shouldn't these things just be listed in this screen right away? I don't see a problem in this being some like larger scrollable list. I have the feeling that when I click the About page, I would expect like just a blob of text. Something like this. Like this is developed and this is version this. But the changelog, for example, and what's new, I think they are really things that, or also the acknowledgements. I think they are actually worth being on the screen right away. Megan Wilson saying hi. How are you doing, Megan? How are things going? Did you watch the Apple event yesterday? How did you like it? Okay, so yeah, I would actually just put these things into the screen right away because it's quite hidden. Most people will not actually click the about page, but they might be interested in these things. Change logbook. Okay, not much to see here yet. What's new? Also not much to see yet. But I will still put it there. We have the privacy policy, the terms, and the link to developer. FAQs. Oh, cool. So we have like FAQs, and they are easy to scroll. So I would say there is a little bit much of a spacing between these, also at the top. But other than that, I really like that you're saving a lot of space by not showing the answer yet. I'm good, didn't watch it because I had some meetings, but super excited to see all the power come from it. Yeah, power, like everything basically that they announced was about processors being refreshed. The iPad Air got the M1 processor, the iPhone SE got, I think, the A15 processor, and the obviously the Mac Studio got the M1 Max and the M1 Ultra. So all was about processors, and also we had the Studio Display screen, which is like basically just released by Apple, I think, to provide a replacement for the iMac 27-inch that many were expecting. Now, basically, if you wanted to buy an iMac 27-inch, you can combine the Mac Mini with the Studio monitor, and you have like roughly $3,000, I think, that you need to pay for that, like $2,700. If you want to buy like iMac Pro, you can replace it by the Studio, Mac Studio, and yeah, that's like kind of a more flexible replacement. So I think it kind of makes sense from the Apple point of view. Getting back to this, so I really like this. Only thing that I have in my mind is this text here. It is just left aligned, and what you could do is you could try to enable auto, or how is it called? English. You could try hyphenation. Yeah. You could try getting hyphenation in this text, because large blobs of text, they are much more readable, or they just look nicer if you use hyphenation. And yeah, that's something I would recommend for the text here. Then there's not this kind of weird. You can actually have a helping. I have a library called HandySwift where I add things that I think are missing in Swift. I think I added hyphenation here. Not search. Maybe it was Handy UI. Yeah, it's here. So, okay, I added to Handy UI Kit because it's an extension to some UI Kit views. Basically, to an attributed string, you can, yeah, make this justified and hyphenated, and it will look nicer here. And you can just look up how I implemented this by just searching for NS attributed string extension. String extension. And it's not magic, and you can just implement it yourself. I'm not sure how to do this in. Okay, maybe it's not here. Anyways, you can look it up yourself. Somewhere, maybe it's a string extension. It's probably. There you go. So creating paragraph style, seeing hyphenation factor, alignment, line break mode, things like that. And I'm sure that you can pass an attributed string back to SwiftUI. Feedback there, but export log files. So that's like when I want to share them with the developer to help them debug. I can auto brighten screen. Okay, confirm the I can turn off the confirm delete. Let's try if that works. Now deleting this. Yeah, no confirm delete. That's cool. That's really cool that I can adjust that. I really like it. Adjusting and adjustable. Actually, I think this is something that Customizability, positive app icon, color, and then we have lead confirmation and the brightness. I really like those settings. There's nothing to criticize here. Feedback on how much feedback the app is giving me and how much it allows me to give feedback to developers. So here's an email. Method. There's also extract blocks here. One thing I would suggest is if I click the feedback email. Okay, I see you're already putting some text in here, but you might also want to just add the file that you have here, export log files, just to the email right away. So that's maybe something you might, as you have this feature. Or just ask the user if they want to add that. The log automatically. Or maybe it's not needed. Maybe you should ask the user if he wants to. System integration. Widget support. Let's try that out. So I've seen already that you do have widget support, but let's see how we can get that done. So go to barcode. And we have these cards here. Okay, I see I have to select one. Let me add that. I guess I will be able to actually I go to the settings and edit this. Took some time to update, but it did work, and I think I could scan. Oh. Widgets supported. And I also want to see if I can actually search. So if I search for Jihad Medium, and yes, it does find the Jihad Medium card here, and it has content search. And last but not least, let's for shortcuts into. We just add an action here. Go to apps, barcodes. So I can view selected card. I can view cards here, and okay, adding. I don't see that action, but there is basic Siri shortcuts support as well. Basic shortcut support for showing card. It's nice because then I can like create a whole structure there. Cool. Nice. I think that's all the system integration I would need for that. Maybe one thing you wanna consider is widget, from which I can start the camera quickly, add like new entries faster. But I guess this is not the point of your app, right? Your app is more like showing the codes. Yeah, I think it doesn't make sense in that case. I think our integration is nice. Accessibility. So let's test voiceover. Does the app work with? Let's actually test the dynamic type first. Accessibility, display and text size, larger text. Texts are getting larger, but not all of them. Here, these are not getting larger. Problem, maybe it wouldn't fit if it got larger, but most things got larger. Everything here does react to dynamic type. Record it. VoiceOver now. So let's see if I can navigate properly. And settings button, support button, add item button. So it has accessibility labels. It is telling me basically what those are doing. I can see like the icon is not centered in there. Correct? Intent is more of a wallet, you're right. Image. Okay, it just says image here. Maybe you could just say QR code image. Reading out. 100% adjustable. Down. Okay, it's telling me that this is having the value 100%. It's not telling me that this is about brightness. So I just get this from the context because it's saying me less brightness or higher brightness. Could use a accessibility. Yeah, I cannot. Okay, I can. Okay, how can I get back from this screen? Maybe I'm not really aware of VoiceOver, how I can swipe here, but that's like maybe one reason to add actually buttons here, like cancel, save, or select or something like that at the top of the screen to make this more explicit and also make it work with VoiceOver. Because I don't know how can I now get back? Let me try to get. I don't know how to get back. I have to turn off VoiceOver in this case. I saw there's even a search. How to get. Try again. The settings. Yeah, I can navigate most. Okay. I think I can navigate most. Oh, I wanted to check the. Oh, what was that? Default image. So there is some image here. I think there is an image missing. I think there's supposed to be an app icon here. So maybe that's something that you need to fix as well. Let's go to acknowledgement. Of course, cardboard. What happens if I click that? Oh, it's bringing me to GitHub. That's turn off VoiceOver. Right here. And also the X button here, it kind of like, it just looks, in this case it's a little bit too large. We're using a style because it's blue. I'm not used to. Ah, okay, this is closing the entire thing. I was also not sure if it's going back or close. Guess that's also fine. And that's that basically. Error handling, I didn't see any error cases except for like when it didn't find the, you already saw that, when I tried to scan things and it couldn't read the text properly. I was not sure, like with this green line missing, I was not sure that there is actually nothing scanned there. So one kind of feedback you might want to provide there is if the user has the camera open for a while and there is nothing the camera detects, you might want to remind the user, hey, please point this camera to something thing and scan or something like that. Also maybe give some hints like this only works with or something like move the camera more away or make it centered here. Like just some tips how I can get it work in case it doesn't work, because currently I don't get really feedback there when there is like the error that you can't find. Also one error that we found here with iCloud was kind of unreadable. CK error admin domain error 2. As users, I don't really know what that means. And obviously you're probably just dumping something you get from the system into here, but you should try to catch as many errors as possible and just give more useful hints. At least you have troubleshooting now. Let's try closing, that's cool. But you can see there is also the dynamic type bug. The text, yeah, I think error handling, nothing special to mention. I think all over, it's all fine. Cool, let's get to the summary, but you have written some answer here. For the modal, I'll add a dismiss button. That's a good point. There is meant to be an app icon. I don't know where it has gone. Haha, yeah, it can happen. Cool, let's get to the summary. So we have had a look at all three categories: store page, first app usage, and also application. And now let's try to rate these things. So first things first, accessibility. So I did not see any languages supported. The legibility was there, as you can see. changing the text size. VoiceOver mostly worked, so some icons even have accessibility labels, I think, or the system is really smart in guessing them, but it is working. And some places still missing, but I think you can never get 100% right, and I'm not going to get 1 minus point, but I think localization, at least a few languages, localization would be really great. So accessibility, I'm not sure if I should really distract one star because it's not translated to any languages yet. I'm not sure how I handled that in the past. I might have to update this. But I think if it's not translated to any languages yet, there should be 2 stars for now. And you should try to translate it at least like a few languages, because you get so much more accessibility for people in the whole world. If they can just, and this is not an app with a lot of text, so I think it's manageable and it will be more accessible to me. And customization, colors, app icons, notifications, really easy to give 3 stars here because it adjusts everything, colors, app icons, even things like you don't want to confirm deletion, things like that. It's really cool. Design, colors, navigation, icons, consistency, platform fit. So platform fit is there. Navigation was also mostly easy. In some cases, as I said, I missed clarity about how I can save it now, how I can go back, what is going to happen if I swipe down, does it cancel, does it save? So navigation could be improved by making things a little bit more explicit. Colors I think are fine. I can adjust them also. Only the app icon and store page where you had the color clash there, I think that could be fixed. But platform consistency, mostly this is looking very platform native. I like the icons, I think all of them are clear, more or less. Just I would style them differently to highlight some more and put some a little bit down. Overall, I would say due to navigation and some inconsistencies here and there, I would give some improvement. Feedback, bug reporting, so I can send an email, I can send a log. Feature requests, I guess I can. Well, there's no user yet. I didn't see something specific like when this app crashes or something like that. I can also give a review on the App Store. Again, I'm not sure how I handled this in the past, but I think 3 stars is fine here because it has all the things that needed, and the app is giving me feedback also with the confirm dialog when I try to do constructive action. I like that. Take there. Onboarding store, how I got onboarded on the store. I think it was really clear on the store. The guide in the app, seeing the empty screen at the start with also the gray text, I think that needs definitely some improvement, and I already mentioned that with the empty statement. The problem statement I think is relatively clear. So one thing I can mention now is when I had a look at the app, I read the app's name, Barcodes. I had the idea or impression that I can now scan some products. I bought something. I bought a new Mac Mini or whatever, a Mac Studio. I just want to scan the barcode of that and I can do something with that. But that's not really the purpose of this app, right? This is just more for scanning barcodes that I can then show somewhere else. So it's like more a barcode wallet or something like that. And just by the name Barcodes, and I'm not seeing any wallet or something mentioned here, although the app icon has this wallet feeling. This is definitely the case. But for the title and the text and the description also, let me read that again. Get your physical access tags or loyalty cards, barcodes, the best way to scan and store. Actually, this does summarize. If I read that, actually it does tell me that this is not about scanning products, it's more about a wallet, but it's not clear from the title. So that's maybe something to be improved, but I think the problem statement otherwise is clear. So I would subtract 1 point for the guide that's missing. The store is clear, so that's privacy, data economy, transparency. So I said that it is using this ad tracking network that is like a nice ad tracking network, which I really like. So that's fine. If you have ads, you use ads that are not like tracking everything, is a good thing. But I was lacking the transparency there. So on the privacy policy website, it was not clear that there was no mention of the ad network and things like that and why you use the location. So I think that needs to be there. Reliability and performance, stability, bug-free offline mode. So we did see some bugs, like it was not detecting every code. Also, we saw that the app icon was missing, for example. I don't remember everything, but I think we saw some smaller bugs. here and there, but the app is stable. That's really cool. It is working, I think, fully offline, so I did not see any feature that needs internet connection. And the performance is also mostly like the app is working fine. The scan is not really that great. That's also something on feedback maybe. I will keep it at 3 stars, but for feedback, I would say like user feedback, like giving the user feedback that the scanned thing. Maybe I have to subtract a point there. Bug reporting, feature request, not that kind of thing. I think it's more simplicity then. Keep that for now. Privacy and data economy, reliability. I think this is mostly working, just some bugs to fix. Simplicity, now we get to that. So is it intuitive? Is it focused on what it's supposed to do? And is it convenient? So I really like the convenience because it has widget support. Widget support is really important for this app because you want to have these things really, you want to find them really fast. And that's really great to have, so you can quickly find them and show them. It is focused, it has basically just one screen, and on that screen you see your things there. And one thing I could mention there is when I look at these, I don't see the code or card or something like that here. I mean, you can't, when I click this does have a visual representation, right? And maybe you just want to hint that here already, like, is the QR code or something. Because there's some wasted space here, just a quick idea. But other than that, it was quite simple. But I missed the feedback when I was scanning with like, what do I need to do? When is the camera going to stop? I think that's the part that's not that intuitive, and some navigation I already mentioned, also not very intuitive, so some room for improvement. System integration, so it has widgets, it has shortcuts, it has content search, it has basically everything I can wish for. Really great, well job there. Then we have value delivery, about the idea, concept, and attention to detail. So the idea here is to give users the possibility to basically ditch their cards for the gym and things like that. And I think the app does that really well. So this does work, and it's also clear, and attention to detail. So maybe while scanning, but you do have even support for these other things. You can provide an icon, you can open the URL right away. I think this is 3 stars. This is really good. So it's serving the job that it wants to do. It's doing that. Last but not least, excitement, extra category, interaction, feedback, graphics, sound effects. So I did not have my phone turned on. I don't know about the sound effects. The graphics, I think they are mostly good, but there is no special kind of design here. There's no magic. There's no animations. Much going on here. So like this is an extra category for earning extra points. I did not see much of that. Interaction feedback. Yeah, it's not really lacking something here. It does have the basic feedback things, but it's also not outstanding in any way. Hard to say, well, how should I rate this here? Let me try to find here. I did like the about part. This is definitely something I really liked. Being the what's new changelog account. I think this is just a overall we have now a 26 of 30. I hear the break is also over, so I think it's a good time to get to close up this app review. So I hope this was somewhat useful, Jake, and thank you for taking part in the app review here. I see it's now already taking 1.5 hours. I will try to slim that down a little bit in the future, and please also give me feedback if this was too long for you, too short for you, maybe too detailed in some places, and which parts especially, so I can shorten that. But that's that for me as feedback. It was great, thanks, that's great to hear. And yeah, I wish you good luck with the app in the future, and we are going to make a quick break now before we get to the open focus timer, but we are going to continue with the open focus next, and I'll see. Let me actually go to the next one. And there we go. There, and thank you for joining in, Jake, in case you're leaving now. Okay, we're continuing now, and we're getting back to the open focus timer. Started, we want to have a quick look at what we did last time, so know where to continue from. Last time we had open focus timer part 9, and in that part we again, we have these 4 sections. Progress we made. We did the book track app review last time, and we fixed the SwiftUI preview issue with this workaround. I have written the blog post, so let me remind you of that. Those who have joined in later, I have written basically this blog post. Let me send you a link to it here in the chat. If you're interested in that, make sure to read this blog post where I have all the things that I've done to fix this. This is how you do that. Then the blockers or problems Xcode cache made us believe the issue can be fixed with only part of changes, but cleaning showed the truth that the auto-generated code is not working. Now, learnings. Generating SwiftUI diagnostic reports has details on the failure in the crash logs folder. So you have to click generate report. The diagnostics isn't really useful. Also written in the post. Auto-generating classes for core data models doesn't work with SwiftUI previews. Also mentioned in the post. Next steps. This is basically what we want to continue. So let's actually copy these into our review summary. That. And we had prepared from last. So we wanted to change all core data model, auto-generate it to my classes, and this is actually something that I have done off. I'm going to show you how I did that. So much that or nothing basically, just combined with the blog post. Let me just pull the changes. You see multiple commits, but one it was just I was changing the README, just adding some extra information how to get started on the project, because if you just see this project randomly on GitHub, you will not know how you can open the project because it's modularized and there's things like that. Then we have core data models, where basically I created these core data models, and how I did that, let me quickly show you. Nothing you have actually. What I've done. Basically what I did is I went into the model here, clicked into shared exit data model, clicked into one of the entities and went to editor, create NS managed object subclass. If you click that, you will see, let me try that actually, ask you for the model, ask you for which entities you want to create them. I basically chose 3 of them and I just said it, and it generated me these things here with the properties here. I just cleaned this up a little bit, like for example, bring this into line, moving this part here and things like that. And in the end, the result you can find just in here, and this is basically I did. Remove these again. Add commit. Then I just worked more on that workaround with the bundle, but the result is basically just documented blog post, and I just renamed things and put around with the name. Then one thing I did was I moved the test targets at the bottom of the file, because that's like what I like to do. I have like all the test targets in one place. So the alphabetical sorting I fixed here. Point 3 combined schedulers were at the bottom, although E is off S, for example. And lastly, I renamed the persistence file into persistence controller, because the content of the persistence controller, it's a persistence controller, and the file was named persistence, so, and that was not. That's all the changes I made. I plan not to make many off-stream changes, so but in this case, I have written the blog post, basically an alternative for the stream. Cool, but let's continue from here, and let me actually check if SwiftUI previews are working here as well, because I have tested another user. Just checked it out here, so let's see the time. Camera. Yes, here. They are actually. it does work. It does look ugly, but it does work. So SwiftUI previews are not fixed, and that's a great place. Change all cordia, so that's basically done. Show data of currently running timer after app restart. Something we need to fix, then do not save any reflections. Empty it's and fix more warnings, because added warnings for things that we haven't completed. Let's start with the first one. Show data of currently running timer restart. Looks like when we run the app, let me do that. Actually, one thing that but this is the Mac app. Let's here. The problem was we were not showing you the data of the or having a current running time tracking. This we do see some data here. Maybe it is working. Let's try it though. So we have ABC. Let's change. The data there, so I'm not sure if there's an issue here actually. There a new one. This new. Loaded, so I'm not sure if there's an issue. Maybe while the have ABC up front. Here, so I think this is working. Don't know why we did not work before. Next, do not save any reflection screens that are empty. So in the Mac app, the cool thing is we have put these output things. Have these commands that make sure that see the file of the database. And now just open that file because it doesn't exist. Folder, I think it does exist. Open it here and now browse data. Want to see the rich text entry. You should only see rich text entries here that are not empty. See if I did add these empty. Maybe because I added white space. Continue and complete them. When it's complete, let's do new one. Pause it. Go for B. I should have A and B, but I should not have the or the ID. Refresh. You have now ID 19 as the ID of new string. I do have these two empty string entries. It does add them if they are entry. That's exactly what I want. These two should. So we can keep our database timer somewhere. Should be easy enough. Keep a place where we're storing. Basically, we have in the reflections the binding and these binding actions, and they are basically about reflection speed, which means that these fields, whenever these, because they are bindable state, whenever these change, they user gets called. Binding progress that gets called steps text. first that we find here, so we're reading it first. We have no support for multiple text yet. Later, and we say if the next step entry is nil, couldn't find one. First is nil, creating one. So this is basically the place where we're creating it and we're storing it. And it doesn't matter what we have written in it. That's exactly what we want. Might just want if next step entry. What it's doing. So basically we want to fail early in case the text here empty and this is nil. I think that's what we want to do. Let's say guard next entry. Either it's not nil or it's not empty. In that case we continue, else how can we check if it's empty? We check this. It is automatically updating the field here, so I'm acting this here string, and this is progress string. Let's do is blank, which checks also for like white spaces. If it's blank, if it's not blank, then we continue. We expect and guard here. Expect it to not be nil. Next step entry that we found in it. And we expect it to not be blank. Then we will continue with this. I'm not sure if this is correct behavior, so again, we check that. If this is nil, then this creates one. There is already one. We want to update it, and also we want to maybe delete it if it's empty. I think this is not the correct behavior. Actually, we want to check this part here, in here. If it's nil and it's blank, we don't want to create. Basically say it has to be non-blank, and if it is blank we just return none, so we're also skipping this, which I think is fine. I think this is correct. Otherwise we create. That makes sense to me. And likewise, if we already have an entry, but if progress has become blank, not blank, so it has become blank now, we want to delete it actually. So it should actually be different. And it should be like empty, set to an empty array. To this, and we return that. I think this is so I'm sure we can refactor this. I think this should be. I will add this to. We can already see we probably want to extract these because we're all looking this. Guard. Okay. Now this was progress. Links. Oops. Great. Should fix the bug. No longer have any empty. If I just start and pause, I actually change this to white spaces. This also to actually delete. I'll save them. I can actually delete them. So the IDs 192 and 191, I actually expect them to disappear. They are still there. So it did not work as expected. What I expected is summary, the progress. This reducer expected run into this code here because we expect the progress to not be blank. It is blank. Not even getting called. Next steps text and seems to stay empty. Oh, I think I get the issue. So what we are doing here is we are setting the type progress point empty array. The already created rich text entry. Just found one here. Don't delete. That's the issue. Additionally, what do we delete from the management?
All right, let's
Give
bring
it
that
the
feedback.
steps. Longer nil in this. You might want. I'm expecting now. Come in. At the 191 and 192. And they did. Disappear, which is nice. New one. E. No actual additional fee should be added. 194 should still stay. Still seeing 190. Also, I will change this is exactly as expected. Now I will add something here, a blank. Here. And, I will delete 197 should be. This works as expected. We see this file is really getting large. I want to refactor it. Or maybe that's also something I learned last time. Maybe it's a good idea sometimes to commit first before we actually eat. Because the refactoring then could break something and it might actually run. First, let's that is working. Which basically, I mean, we have what we're trying to not save any. I think there's some. Now, next I want to refactor. I could actually write tests that make sure that it's working. Should we do that? No, I'm going to skip the test now. We'll write it at the I'm gonna refactor it. Actually, maybe we should write tests. UI is going to change. Yeah, we also don't have support for multiple tags. Change the tests as well. Oh. Try to refactor it. I have all this code here. We'll just copy it and try to extract to a file. See here that's the field here can be different. So how can we actually access it? Okay, here. Yes. Need a getter for this. What else do we need? Return none does not work. Return does not work. Return here or whatever is returning, which is I think. Jake Nelson, does it need to just be returned? What do you mean by just be returned? I want an early return here. I mean, I could also just wrap this into no dot none. Does it need to just be I mean like just return here? Yeah, it could be just return here, then I would early return, I wouldn't make the change. Yeah, you're right. Maybe that's the easier. Good one. Thank you for that. Early return here. Simplifies the active code here. And what else do we have that we need to do? Public code. That's actually I think that's the first or one of the first suggestions I actually got. That I actually used that really good. Good one there. So I see different fields here, and I think I need to provide the accessor to the field so it's clear which field we are changing. Getting it here and we're setting it here. I might need to somehow provide that as a parameter. The question is, can we provide a key path here? And that's something I will actually try to figure out. Minutes. Okay, let's get back to coding. And we're just about to refactor the code here into this function, and we might also extract this function. But for now, here. And I was just asking myself if we can just provide a key path. Let me first see if there's any other variables we need to put here. last thing we do is I want to provide. What else do we need to pass? So we have also a key path to the dates that we need to pass in. Date one here. Good. I'm not really writing to it because I think that's what the binding does automatically. Need to beat this one, which could be as easy as just providing a text. Then we'll just say and we can just use it. And we are apps and this. Where did we copy? What are we calling it? I think we have a naming issue. It will be not relevant anymore when we extracted that anyways. Let's rename this also. Here the new text file. Let's try with the key path now. I want to specify here a key path. I have not written any key path as a parameter before. I think it is something like writable key path. Then I guess check the reading from and writing to the result root, and the the root is like the object and the value is like the parameter. Works. Let me just look. Of these ref. Just type name. Here we have key path strings. Provide like the types. Is that how it works? Writable key basically on and and type we need to review using. I want to somehow specify the key path. How do I call the key path? Ah, okay. State. With a proper. Of. This is don't get an error here. My progress point. I am calling on an NS method. Heading as a feed. Array of rich text info. Oh. A little bit to make. This is the key path to the. Use it everywhere. Here. It doesn't work for classes. For example, need to know. But still. Maybe the easy fix. I mean, we can spend this timer here. Works. Okay. That's fine. We keep out. Now do we have series of Oh, I think we got this covered. What else? Here we are accessing. And for that, another key path. In this case, we have in this case we are on section income. We are called here state. This keeper, making it kind of less readable, to be honest, because but makes me allows me to extract things. There, and that's it. Building. Maybe that's creating documentation. Things are actually here. Let me try to replace it with the call to army and reflection. New text value. Basically, this here is 3.net. Actually, this is already a text key pattern. Yeah, we can. Station key path, and this is actually a type to it. Here we just provide slash dot points. We have the text key path. Build. So this is looking so much better. Nice work. I thought that it might need to be a var. Seems like your notes imply the same. What do you mean? Which part? What needs to be a var? Like the focus timer here. The thing is that my focus timer actually is managed objects. By thought I don't really need this to be changeable, but I guess it's still better to have it var. Yeah, I think it makes sense to have it var because I can basically, when I'm in this view, I can start one and I can start a new focus timer. It's actually something that can change over time. This is looking so much better. I think it's kind of readable. It could even fit in. Or readable in one line. Not, but I will keep it in one line. This now will replace and will type relation key path. Problems. Typed problem. Didn't watch the things before. You don't know what this type problems is, so let me quickly show you. Basically created an extension for my core data model where I'm just wrapping the problems, which is that an n is ordered set. That's what we get from core data by default. Just wrapping that and saying like, okay, try to get the area out of that and try to type it as a rich text entry, which it has to be. So I can force a map here or force type time. And if this is providing basically nil value, I just say, okay, then suppose it is an empty array. Do the same for when I set the data, so I have a getter as well, and that way I can use the typed variant here. Interaction more. Yeah, let's replace them. So much shorter here, but what I don't like is that I have this function here. That's another Let's see if we run this. I don't have tests. I can't simply run the test to see if it still has the same behavior. This is already looking good, so it is reading data from it. That here. Right, and 196. 196 is gone. We have BC still working. Yes. At dash. Everything is working as before, just refactor into let's not describe what we have here from here. Describe the Y. Refactor, we will try to refactor, read it, and gen by. Order, okay. And oh, this is done. Do not things, and we have a But saying next steps is we should fix more warnings and we should set up a CI. Automatically, regarding warnings, I actually don't like this function here. It's not that bad, but it somehow feels not. So I don't know how to do it differently because the reducer architecture have global level reflection reducer. I could extract this to be global level as well and make it out private. That's the issue I will have there. Then I need to pass the state environment as well. Maybe that's a good thing. I could also extract this function into like blur or helper kind of class or type and just call it, but it's basically the same as extracting this bottom here. I think I will go for that. I will extract this bottom of the file to make this code much more readable. That me, and also I want to make a file private. Could probably also make it private. The problem is going to be that this call in the environment, accessing the state. Action, we're not really going through over the action, so maybe we need the state environment. State as root. State select constant here because we cannot change it. Let's out, change the state. Well, the calls are not working because Sure. Now, what we could do is we could wrap this into a type, and type could have the environment state passed to it. Is that better in any? Not really. Okay, with this approach. Okay, still much more readable than before, and also now you see directly the reducer and the different actions, which I like much more. And then if you are interested in what it exactly does, you can go down here, and now I also want to create this. Does basically handle the whole binding change. What does it do exactly? Handles text change editing text editor. I've got to go. Thanks again for the review and feedback, Jihad. Chat soon. Thank you very much, and make sure to follow me on Twitter. I think you're following me on Twitter already. Make sure to follow me here on Twitch and also on YouTube if you're not following me there yet. Link here. Let me add the YouTube link. Other than that, have a great one. Thank you for following. Have a great one, and I hope that the review helped and you will have some better experience in your app after the updates and the changes you will make. I will get back to you with the link to the document and certificate and things like that. Probably today, but maybe. See you there. Have a nice evening. Okay. Panel switch text entry relation binding text change back to data. Parameters here, like line there. Type relation. Staff. Do. Chin. Update. EG. Just example, and it's clear. There, for example, here. Text the user end. Changed. This is just the state. Environment. And I think as I have but just moved this down while from semantic purpose, but from the semantic purpose it's nothing else than what I did before in the commit. I'm still basically this is still part of the refactoring. I'm just going to amend this change to the previous commit, which is refactor repeated code and relation, because it still serves the same purpose, so I don't need to have an extra commit. I need to merge it into this one. In this case, I have already pushed the previous commit. Because I'm working on this alone, I can simply override that previous. Nice, now we're going to go into the break. After the break, we'll have a look. I'm setting up a CI actually for this app. I don't know which yet, but we'll break. So. Okay, so before we continue, actually, add the summary entries because we forgot doing that. Go to the commits here. Them clear. Name, file. Okay. Not leave any reflection screen. You did? Hit a code. Actually, I would say that was a learning. Oh, 2, 5. Parameters. Right, cool. Oh, sharing YouTube as video. Occurs. Okay, next we wanna set up a CI. Let me go to the project here and just get to the testing story. Testing part. We do have some tests. One was for the color extension that we wrote, and for the timer feature, actually we'll drop a test for the whole behavior. First off, the question is, does it even start? Let me try to run the timer tests. We'll try to run them here, but extra. I want to run them through. I'm going to info, I just want to add timer feature test. I always like to allow execute. That's that, and now I should be you and run the test. So the build has succeeded, but will the test succeed? Yeah, they succeeded. So still the behavior that we had defined is working exactly as expected. I'm control things as well, like can completely control time here. Look back at the stream. I think we did this in the second stream or something like that of the where we implemented this already. Maybe. Likewise, this also seems to be passing. I mean, on here. So we want to run all the tests at once. By running the tests in one place. And the way I figured out in my private projects how to do this, we do have these two app kind of targets in the project, and basically what I do, whenever I add a new small target here with a test, I basically go into this scheme I edited tests here and just add all the tests that we have in the package focus timer into here. Them also. Now, you could also randomize the execution order, but I don't care about that much, so I do this. And we'll do the same for the iOS app. Case because both. And now, basically, I can just hit here, Command U, should run it. Because I have iOS app, but I have defined my Mac app. For iOS app, obviously. Guess that. U does work. Now we are able basically run all the tests with a modularized app, which has like different smaller packages from one place. And this is going to come in handy when we write our AI. Try to get our C actually working. We just want to run one command, and we want this command to basically execute all the tests. Okay, build succeeded. should also follow. These. Why is it so far away here? Oh, it has more parallel tests. Okay, now all have passed, all have succeeded. That's great to see. And the same should happen here. Later, run the test for the Mac app. Should see. Oh, so now we have in this one scheme, we have all the tests linked to tests also passing. One last thing I want to do is, because I saw that we have a problem with the timer feature, that extra test scheme, which we might actually delete. Don't really need. Model, do we have model? I think so. For model, it's already working. Mentioned here, let's just. Cool. This is exactly the setup we want, and let's actually commit that change already.
I'll tell you the truth.
Put them on here. What it's doing is it has added actually. That was auto-generated, but now, which I think is fine. For the timer feature, which we had already added the test difference, and for the iOS and macOS both tests. What we did here is add all tests with the relate.
Remember all the happy times we had?
Module.
Very much
Okay.
alike.
Full test. Apps.
Remember all the happy times we had?
Cool. Hit there. Now let's try to set up the CI. And the question is, which CI server?
Very much alike.
I'm not sure if I can even set up here Xcode Cloud, which we use. I just go here, workflow, because I have to sign in with an Apple. I haven't set up an Apple ID here.
Alright.
Name account. And I also, in my private project, I have this exact same structure, and Xcode Cloud is crashing right away. Xcode Cloud is still in beta, so I think this is not the best for now. Instead, I will just try setting it up with the GitHub CI app, GitHub project. I'm not sure why I'm not. Oh. On for security. There we go. We just okay. What I want to do is basically I want to set up a CI here using GitHub. Don't know GitHub Actions. can read up what it is. Here it is an automated workflow kind of service from GitHub directly. For open source projects, there is actually some free. Let's see. I don't see limits, but we will just set it up and then it should. How to set it up? Basically, we have to file. We'll do it all because I already know what the file named and how. Also, we're going to copy it from places. So you can see that there is a GitHub folder, .github/workflow. This is exactly what we need. We just here and create a new file. We'll just save it in the folder git.github, which doesn't exist yet, but Atom will do for us. Workflows, and I will just call it. Have something simple. We're just giving this thing a name. I will just keep it CI. And we have to specify when this workflow should actually run. For that, we could specify push and pull requests. I want definitely that all pull requests that from outside, that the tests are run for them. If the target is the main branch, and main is the. We don't have any other branches, so I think just having the push also just on the main branch. Whenever we push on the branch, we'll run the test. Then we can specify jobs for the workflow, and we'll try to keep it as simple as possible. We'll remove everything that I think is not necessary. That could actually be most of these. See a test macOS one. That's on macOS 11. So we need to specify the platform to run. Specify Ubuntu here. We could just specify macOS latest. I'm not sure what macOS. Latest is currently pointing to macOS 11. You could actually use that. Okay. Then the action that you basically always order this, and then we specify the steps that this job should run. This is test macOS. We could create the same for iOS. Test iOS. macOS. The first step that we always need to do, checking out our GitHub repository, otherwise we can't run anything. Then they are saying here that the latest stable version of Xcode is being set. I'm not sure if we really need that because macOS latest will already have a version. I think is going to 13.2. 13.2.1 is the default. Choose here. Then in this project I had set up some secrets. We don't have any secrets yet. And in that project which I use, I just ran the command swift test -v for both output, and that's basically how I ran the test. In this case, I want to use Xcode build though, so I want to run an Xcode build command. Which one exactly? But I want to basically do the same thing below here as well. Basically the same thing, only in this case the Xcode build command. So here I want to run Xcode build command. Let's actually read up how. We're in the project. I want to just see the man page of Xcode. We can see that Xcode build gets multiple parameters, and there's also some examples. I could first run show SDK. Cool. Here. We'll list all the SDKs. For example, iPhone OS 2, macOS 1. We have some list here. Go back to the map. We run this project. Let's pass a project to it. Xcode build minus project. Let me actually add it. So build project, and then the path to the project. What's the path to our project? Like open focus timer / open focus timer. That's the project. What else do we have? We can specify target. We do want to specify it. Also, target. Let's see in Xcode names. I want to run macOS app, iOS app. We'll just write iOS app. Oh, what else can we specify? We can specify an SDK. Maybe we can go. I'm gonna list the destination. Use the destination device described by the destination per default. So we'll select. Okay, so it will default to a destination if we don't choose one. Project is the project, target name, architecture. I guess if we don't specify a specific SDK, we'll try to figure out the best. Build an Xcode project or workspace against the specified for that SDK. Argument may be an absolute or a canonical name. Have a printed SDK. You can also print destination. Code build. PM. Where's a workspace and oh, okay. I'm going to pass macOS. Can I actually just and to simply test this out, this whole thing, I'm going to run it. And says error SDK poison. What if I don't? Seems to be running, it seems to be working. I mean, maybe that's like the first step we want to take here. Let me actually. Test build failed. Import order collection. There are no such. But we see there is an issue here with dependencies. Maybe we forgot to them. But for the CI itself, for the configuration, so I think this is like an initial configuration that we come with. Because I think it should run the test. And the only thing that we're missing is we need to specify Xcode build to run build. Default will build the Xcode until it Builds. Don't quite find the document. I think. No, we don't. I didn't target. That's that. Test and that's succeeded. This is looking nice. Let's try to do. Okay, cannot test target mode test on Line Mac. You need to specify a. I will just choose some Devil Pro. Let's just. Okay, so while we're running, keep passing. Let me actually like a JSON. We are providing a name. The OS, I don't think it's really the ideal server, but it should. I think this should work. And now it's working. Heard it? Because we just want $13. Break this down. I think this works. Cool. Readable and let's. So this is needed to provide, and this is a young feature. You need to provide this type to say this is a. And outline it. Maybe we should provide a destination here. On my map. Maybe this works. I'm not going to break this. I mean, the stream is coming to an end anyways. Hammer. We'll just try to this. Platform. I don't care about architecture. Can mod not found. Did not prove. As it's not, isn't working. B for the Mac, we just need to. Yeah. Project or okay, Xcode build project and scheme. Yeah, we're think got that back. Okay, but this is looking good to me. This is the initial setup. Start with bracket. Setup, big. Everything is we'll see actions tab. We'll now see this workflow and first run for it. We can live see how see the current state. Dude, because this is using free Git servers and also be queued. Fine. There's also some limits here. Or things like that. So we can see it started the Mac one. I don't actually expect it to succeed right away. If it does, then I'm really happy here. At least we have some physics and history. I'll put here. Yeah, improve it later. I like to always start with something works and then improve, iterating on it step by step. So the this is the output. But the good thing is it's not failing right away. It is starting and we could like scroll up here and try. I like to just wait. If you do a switch to the Mac. This CI is running. That's good. We don't have any caching or something like that, so we like the speed CI, so it's good. These are inbuilt, always running. Therefore, it can take some time. As to first check out all the dependencies. Whereas when we run it here on the same machine again for a second time. But it says there is actually an error, unable to find destination measurement to find destination. Maybe we should know. Hope doesn't. Okay, we should maybe just provide a platform. Definitely so. Okay. Let's make this change. Let me actually amend. We'll force push it. They will run anyways, even if I force it. Especially the iOS one. Mac OS one should actually. This is now possible. This should also. Apple ID set. For the actions, it could be a second. The other one. Let's succeed locals. This setup seems to be fine. I don't know how long the test is. Gonna wait like still 5 minutes here. It still has not any error. And we're just going to stop the stream anyways, and then we're just going to stand and check the result next time. Let's see, maybe we're not aware of GitHub Actions. I'll read about it. This is an extensive document. Go to GitHub Actions. Quick start, you can watch videos, you can features here. There's really a lot of things here. And also if you go to GitHub Marketplace, you can filter in the marketplace not by apps but by actions. These are all actions for GitHub Actions. Just search for it. You'll find actions that you can reuse basically. Xcode build that I just wrote. Basically somebody has prepared already and much simpler thing. You can copy this into you. I could copy just this here. And I could just, instead of writing everything by my own, just say like, okay, this is the thing I need here. Just build, and then it uses this thing on the GitHub Actions. This will then do something, and what it exactly does should be documented by. Yeah, there are some things that actually do a lot of things. Actually, I want to do an Xcode. Here's Xcode test. I could try that, but I personally prefer to just be in full control of the things I'm sending there, and keep things simple also. That's why I opted for it. You can find so many different actions in them. Push for fast lane. Aware of that. Things like that. And there are also stars given. This is basically in the end also nothing else. Repository. Check it out. You can see what it's doing, you can commit to it, you can see as far as it has, fork it if you. And the tests for iOS completed, so I'm expecting the macOS tests still in this one, but that alone is not seeing that the iOS has succeeded here actually makes me already happy. I'm very confident that everything else will pass. So that's great to see. Now we have basically a CI set up for our Open Focus Timer app, and it will run automatically on every push on the main branch and also on all pull requests, which is very cool, because then we can quickly see and prevent ever merging anything. Basically fails on the CI when you test it. You don't have to run it. That's that for the stream. A quick reminder to him at the end. Don't forget that don't forget that I have a blog here, and I have written a new blog post again just today, at least 4 hours ago, right before the stream, about our learnings that we had with Swift PM and Core Data, getting them married, work and Swift reviews, and basically 5 steps provided how to fix that. Also other things up here like a note. Be sure to follow me here already, jihad.me.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at jihad is my handle. On YouTube as always. Yeah, make sure to subscribe. Thank you everyone who has joined in on the stream. Thank you also again to Jake for having the app review. How useful. I wish you all a great evening, night, or whatever time you have. I'll be streaming again on Friday at 2 p.m. Central European Time. And there we don't have an app review or a code review planned for that yet. So if you're an iOS indie developer and you want me to review your app, or if you want me to review your code, actually that's something new we'll also do. Please ping me on Twitter and just write me with the link to your app or something like that, and we'll figure out how we can make it work. I don't have anything for now. It looks like Friday's stream is just going to be Open Focus Timer. There, I thank you again and see you there. Till next time. Bye.